Hey folks, welcome back. Once again, Eric Beatty here for another gear demo and review for you. I'd like to wish y'all a very happy new year. Hope your year is going well so far. I know we're only a few days in, but hopefully it's going well for you. I have with me today, on the last video we unboxed this, which was the GUDEHOLO. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know exactly for sure. The GUDEHOLO G540. Okay, G540 for handheld wireless mic system. Okay. So once again, as I mentioned, I did an unboxing video of this. So if you want to see the majority of all the details that in the specs and everything like that, you definitely want to watch that. And I'll leave that as a card or something for you up here, maybe even as an end card at the end of this video. Okay, so definitely check those out for all the details. I am actually using the mix on the back of the unit, the mix output, the audio output, instead of the XLRs. It's going directly into my audio interface. But according to the box, the sound quality is rated, as far as the output level of the audio is rated the same, which is 0 to 500. I think it's megavolts, or I don't know exactly what that is. It's a small M and an uppercase V, but it's rated the same for XLR and for quarter inch. So I don't think the sound quality is reduced. It may be because it's not, full on XLR. On my actual OBS is what I'm using here, Streamlabs OBS, to record this. It does look like maybe the left channel of the signal is a little weaker than the right side in the stereo field. It may be due to that. And when I plugged it into my input 1, it was the opposite. So I don't know if it's my audio interface or if it's just because it's coming through the mix output. But for best quality, you probably want to go through XLR. And I just set it up that way just to get it up and running, okay? So just keep that in mind. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the actual microphones themselves. So, as you can see, it's a pretty good-sized microphone and pretty long. Definitely stable. You don't have to worry about dropping it or anything like that. You can get your whole hand around it, whichever one you want to use. It's got a nice rubber grip function down here if you want to hold it like this. It's very easy to operate, actually. There's this button here, and all you have to do is press and hold, and it comes on. And you can see the battery level here indicated, and I'll talk about the batteries here in just a little bit, but there's also a mute function. So if I press it once, and I just said you won't be able to hear me. Okay, so it does mute it. You don't have to worry about that. And it also shows you which frequency it's on, and we'll get into that a little bit more as well. Okay, so let's unscrew this and kind of see what you got going on here. Okay, so we have the model number on the side as well as the FCC ID number. But what I want you to pay attention to are these three buttons here. We have a set button and the volume button. And you can see your volume level indicated on the unit, which I'll show you here in just a little bit, the actual wireless unit that controls all this. These are what you use to set your levels. You can also use the gain knobs, which we'll probably be experimenting with as well. Very easy to set up. The set button can set the frequency for you. You just press it how many times you need to. There is a manual that comes with it, and it's very easy to read. It's only like 6 or 7 pages long. It's very easy. You just unscrew this bottom base here, and you have access to these easy controls. Okay, so right now what I'm going to do is switch to the actual interface, the unit itself, so you can see exactly what we're looking at, okay? All right, now, as you can see, we're looking at the interface itself. Hi, how are you? That's my hand. Okay, so I'm going to pan this a little bit so you can see what's going on. I don't have any of the other mics installed or enabled or anything hooked up. But if I pan this for you, you can see there's the different receiver frequency numbers. Okay, and I pan that a little bit, and we can see I'm going to leave it panned this way because the one I'm on is on the end. And you can see that by the bars, the level indicators there lighting up. Now, this is the volume, so if we turned it up for the last channel, it gets louder, and I'm probably clipping now. Turn it back down. It was about halfway, so I'll just leave it there. I've already set it up in OBS the way I want it to. Maybe back it off just a little bit. Okay, so we have that. In OBS, I also have it to a negative 5.4 decibels to kind of not worry about any of that clipping, kind of cut that top end off a little bit of the volume. And it looks like we have here, if you can't really see it, I don't know about the focus. Let me see if I can get the focus in view here on my camera. There is a way to tell which microphone you have enabled. Probably get that in just a little bit, but here you can see it says antenna C, antenna D, and on the other side it has antenna A and antenna B. So those are kind of corresponding. And also the frequency is set to whatever your microphone is. So if you press it once, it will mute it, but then you press it again and you can see which frequency you're using, which in this case matches this number here. I hope you heard that. It was kind of, if I turn the microphone sideways, it didn't pick up as well. But you can see the frequency on your microphone matching whichever one's this is happening here. And also you can see the levels going there. So once again, we have channel D, antenna D, channel C, antenna C, and if I mute it, it doesn't show that it's muted here. These for some reason are showing that they're muted, but that's because I don't have them hooked up, I'm guessing. If the microphone is off, my guess is it'll say muted there as well. So basically all you can really see on here, all you really need to know is the frequency number in megahertz and your level, which AF, I can't remember exactly what that stands for. But that's basically, it's pretty much set it and forget it. You just power it on, plug it in, and plug it into your audio interface, and you're good to go. I'm using, first of all, we talked about the batteries. You kind of mentioned those. The batteries I'm using are actually Energizers. These are some I've had for years. They're nickel metal hydride Energizer rechargeable batteries. Now, this actually did come with 8 batteries, which is 4 packs of 2 for each one of your microphones. And it seems like everything you buy today, batteries are hardly ever included, or it's something you got to recharge. But these batteries were included with this unit, so that's a very big plus in my opinion. And it said that these are rated for up to 15 hours, the battery life is, for the ones they included. And they said that the manual says that the LED here on your microphone, like what I said, when I press mute, it turns green. But it will turn red when there's about 60 minutes left approximately on the battery life of the unit. So just for the benefit of the doubt, I would probably go with 45 minutes and just make sure you have your batteries changed for that. I always try to have at least 2 sets of batteries for any one microphone I'm using. So in this case, I've got 1 battery here, or 1 set of batteries inside, and then I've got 2 more on the side charged for that. Okay, now let's demonstrate the distance test. How far will this thing go? Okay, as far as the range, the working range on this is expected to be about 200 feet. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk right through this door. I'm going to pause. That's the laundry room. You probably won't be able to see me very well. But I'm going to pause right there, and I'm going to keep talking, okay? What we're going to do is go all the way to the back of the basement. I'm going to go in further, and we're going to keep talking for that. And I'm going to leave the doors open because I want to make sure that there's audio. They may not work with closed doors, I don't know. But we're going to see how good this does. And if you don't hear anything for a while, I'll probably fix this in post-production and edit this where it fast forwards to where I come back and you can actually hear what's going on, okay? So let's try this. I will talk the whole way there, okay? So later on, I'll be doing a sound test of this with my headphones on so I can actually hear what this sounds like. But right now, we're going to go into the laundry room, like I said. Hey, I'm back here. I'm in the laundry room, at the back of the laundry room. Check 1, 2. I still see meters going, so that's good on my OBS system. Okay, I'm going to open the door to the next room, which is the actual basement part where we store things. We'll leave that door open. Keep going. I'm about halfway in the basement. I still see meters going, so that's good. Hopefully the clarity is not up. Now I'm all the way at the back of the check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. I'm all the way at the back of the basement. And I still see meters running and peaking, so that's good. This is probably maybe 100 feet. I don't think it's 200. It may be 100, maybe even 150 feet down here in this basement. That is pretty good. I'm hoping it sounded good there to you. Hoping the quality there was okay. And as you can see me coming back out now, here I am, closing the door. Yes, it is cold in my upper body. My legs are fine, so I'm wearing shorts. And it's the 1st of January, so that's just how that goes. That's how I roll. Okay, so now the next section of this, let's listen to what these sound like on headphones so I can actually get an idea of what you're hearing. All right, now I've got my headphones on, and to me, they sound a little bassy. Now, these headphones are more kind of a bass response, but I was listening also on my speakers earlier, and they kind of sounded bassy. The frequency range that we have on these wireless mics is 50 hertz to 18 kilohertz. So you are cutting off some of the low-end rumble and some of the lows, but you probably would need a high-pass filter / low-cut filter later on if you wanted to do anything like professional-wise. But that's fine. I mean, I just noticed, too, that using the plosives, it's not too bad of a pop in my opinion. You can always use a windscreen or something like that. Also, now that I notice it, there's not a lot of outer noise happening. I mean, it's kind of quiet in this room anyway, but if I'm silent, you can't really hear anything. I mean, there's nothing showing through. If I turn on a fan here, I'm going to turn on 2. It's not showing on the meter, but if I get closer to it, I don't know if it's showing through or not. I'll find in post-production. I'll let you know on that. So that's really cool. The fact that there's, it's silent. You don't have to worry about any outside interference. Now I'm hearing the breath though as I exhale. So you may want to have it like this. I don't know if that doesn't change much, but you may want a windscreen or something like that to kind of prevent all the exhale noise. Now also at 18 kilohertz, you're going to remove some of the piercing highs. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it being too high or anything like that. But to me, they sound very nice. They're a little low, but I can always fix that in post-production. But they're very clear. There's not any kind of like weird distortion or anything like that I can hear. And if I turn this up on the gain, I want to kind of see what it sounds like when I had it all the way up a while ago. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Yeah, that still sounds pretty clear to me. Easily, you could use this for a podcast. You could use this for weddings. You could use this for just about any kind of application. Churches, for sure, could use this. And that brings me to my next point, and that is going to be other points of interest about this wireless mic system. So let's go over to that section. Okay, so here are some other points of interest to think about before you purchase this wireless mic system. It is set to auto pair automatically with the mic to the unit. And just like I showed you earlier, the frequency number matched the one that's on this microphone, 573.2. You might be able to see that there. That's matched there. And the other units had different frequency numbers on them, so they're all matched by that as well. I haven't turned them on, but apparently that's how they're set up by default. But if there's a circumstance where it doesn't for some reason, you can actually manually enforce that pairing. It shows you how to do that, like in close to the last page of the manual. You can do that no problem. And the manual, by the way, is very, like I said, very small, very slim, very, very slim. It's all in English, and it's easy to follow. Okay, so the other thing to think about is you can set up multiple systems. So you can buy one, you can set up to 5 systems can operate simultaneously. So that's 20 microphones, 20 wireless mics you can use separately. It tells you exactly how to do that on the same page of the manual, how you can set all that up, what channels to use, and different things like that. So I think that's very, very interesting. If you have, like, I don't know, multiple soloists or things like that, and you need more than one system, you can set up to 5 of these and not have to worry too much about it interfering. Now, it's all band and RF environment dependent, according to the manual, so just be aware of that. But that is a very interesting point to make as well. Okay, so the recommended setting for instruments is that you set it to minimum gain. So you turn it down to the minimum for instruments because they can be very dynamic. Obviously, you kind of experiment with that in your audio interface if you're recording or anything like that, but they recommend setting the minimum gain on your instrument. And that may be either here or on your actual unit there. I don't know exactly how you might do that. With me, I would probably just leave this set as it is and just tweak any volume I needed or didn't need with the knob on the actual unit itself. But they do recommend that. So that tells me that these mics will work for instruments. Now, I don't have any my acoustic guitar out or anything like that, so I'm not going to test this with instruments. But the way it sounds from my voice, I have no problem of thinking that, yes, it's probably going to sound good with instruments as well. So the only one negative that I can find, and let me go ahead and take these headphones off since I don't need them anymore. The only one negative I can really find about this unit so far that I'm seeing is that there's no way that I can see on the mic itself where it's paired with the channel. On some other wireless mics I've tested, you can see that there's, when you unscrew it, it'll say A or B or C, and that way you'll know exactly where to find it over here. As it is, the only way to tell is to power it on so that you can see which frequency numbers match which area, okay? So that's the only way that you can really tell how to pair the mics. What I would probably do is once you set it up one time, I would probably get some kind of colored tape, duct tape, or some kind of colored musician's tape, and tape it around the mic so you know exactly which channel is set up for which. Now, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if I looked at all the mics individually or not, but I'm pretty sure they were all blue on the bottom. So there may be a different color distinction on the bottom. If there is, and I find that out later, I'll put that up here somewhere where you can see that I figured that out. If not, then you might want to look at getting some colored musician's tape that you usually wrap around cables and things like that so that you can pair them the right way, and so you don't have to worry about turning them on individually and find out which frequency they're paired to and all that. Okay, so what's my official review for me? From what I'm hearing right now, from what I'm seeing, and what it sounded back in the back. Now, I didn't hear that as I was going because I didn't have my headphones on, but I would give this at least a 4 out of 5 review, if not a 5-star review, because, I mean, to me, it's simple to set up. It's plug and play. Everything's matched up. There's troubleshooting sections if you have any issues with it, and it's pretty easy to understand. And you can use up to 5 units at the same time. I mean, there's all kinds of benefits for this wireless mic system. Now, one more thing I wanted to do real quick is test the side-to-side. Let's put the headphones on again and try it. Check 1 2, testing 1 2, 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 check 1 2, testing 1 2. I mean, it works as you would expect. It's dynamic. It's one direction mic. You don't have to worry about it picking up any outside thing. So this is a dynamic mic, and to me that's really good for any kind of church function or anything like that. You don't want a lot of other instruments or anything blending into that. And for me, that's great for recording as well, because I can sit this right in front of me, play my guitar, and not worry that it's going to pick up a lot of noise. I had to get pretty close to the fan over here for any kind of noise to pick up. So for me, all those benefits, like I said, will be at least a 4, if not 5-star review. So I would highly recommend checking this system out. Once again, it's the GUDEHOLO wireless mic system G540. All these numbers are hard for me to memorize, so I just have to look over the side at the unit and see what it is. But if you'd like to check that out, please check out the links below. They are affiliate links, so they do help this channel. They help show your support. They don't cost you anything extra, but they give me a little bit of a commission for doing that. And I thank GUDEHOLO, however you pronounce it. I'm terrible with foreign names like this, but I thank them for sending me this unit. They did send this to me free of charge so that I could review it and give you guys my honest opinion. This is my honest opinion. It is no way affected by the fact that it is a free piece of gear, but I do appreciate them for that and for sending them gear my way so that I can test it out for you guys, okay? So that's been the review for today. Please do check out the videos that I'll have linked here at the end. And until next time, Happy New Year once again. God bless. Thanks for watching, and keep creating.